What does it feel like to be able to solve problems and have the courage to make decisions? Not overthinking or feeling insecure all the time. This time, I'm going to try to answer that question using a superhero character that you've probably already guessed from the thumbnail, Spider-Man, specifically Peter Parker. I hope you can watch this one video before bed all the way through so you can get the full insight. Previously, we talked about another superhero, Iron Man. In that video, we learned together about the importance of learning from experience, or at the very least, self-evaluation and introspection, so that we can become better individuals. And in this video, we're going to talk about one of my favorite superheroes, Spider-Man. There will be quite a few spoilers from the movie in this video, so if you're okay with that, feel free to watch until the end. Honestly, I don't think it's a big deal. I've already watched it twice myself. And speaking of spoilers, if you remember, at the end of the movie, Spider-Man ends up completely alone. Why? Because Dr. Strange erased everyone's memories of Peter Parker being Spider-Man. That includes the memories of his closest friends, even his girlfriend. At the end of the movie, Peter Parker is truly alone. But what's interesting and kind of relieving is that he can still smile, stay happy, move on, and continue his duty as Spider-Man. He ends all the drama with a smile, relief, and quiet happiness. So how do we find the courage? How can we face our problems and solve them like Peter Parker does? Maturely, especially by the end of the movie. And not just being brave, he's also able to find happiness and smile, even though everyone has actually forgotten he exists. That's honestly pretty heartbreaking on one hand. I think there are a few things we can learn from this. Here's the first one. One of the main lessons we can take from the Spider-Man movie is responsibility, just like the famous quote from Uncle Ben and Aunt May, "With great power comes great responsibility." What that really means is that we need to take responsibility for our actions, especially when we have great power, or in other words, when we're in a position to make a difference, just like a superhero. In the end, we have to rely on ourselves. We can't sacrifice the whole world for our own sake. Sometimes, like Peter Parker, we face problems we've partly created. And while we can't always control everything, our life, so we should focus on what we can control and take responsibility without hesitation. I really admire Peter Parker. He didn't hesitate to say, "It's okay. Everyone forget me." But for most of us, it's not that simple. Not everyone can take responsibility or rely on themselves that easily, especially when they don't truly know themselves. What do I mean? I believe Peter Parker truly knows himself. If he didn't understand his power or his values, he wouldn't have had the courage to make such a big decision so quickly, like asking everyone to forget him while the world was falling apart. That kind of choice requires self-awareness and strength. That's why everything begins with knowing ourselves, who we are, what strengths and weaknesses we have, and what values we hold. Once we understand that, we can start relying on ourselves, making bold decisions, and solving problems. Even if it means sacrificing something, we can still find happiness in the end. Peter truly believes that even if the world forgets him, even without Tony Stark's technology, he'll be okay. And one of the core values that Spider-Man and Peter Parker holds is that Spider-Man is meant to be anonymous.
Wait, so you're Spider-Man too? Why didn't you just say that?
I generally don't go around advertising it. Kind of defeats the whole anonymous superhero thing.
That's the value he lives by, and he fully embraces it. For him, it's okay if people forget who he is. And when the whole world finds out that Spider-Man is Peter Parker, it's no longer the true essence of Spider-Man. It's no longer the life that reflects who Spider-Man really is. It's no longer aligned with his core values, just like what the two previous Spider-Men said. So that's the first key takeaway we can learn. How you, just like Peter Parker, can start solving problems without overthinking or feeling insecure, and how to make big decisions quickly and wisely. It all begins with knowing yourself, learning to rely on yourself, and learning to take responsibility. The second thing you can develop, if you really want to solve problems like Peter Parker, believe it or not, is the ability to feel secure with who you are and where you are in life. Peter had the courage to make everyone forget him. He wasn't anxious, he wasn't overthinking, and the decision came so naturally to him. By the end of the film, Peter had found security in himself. He could build his own suit, understood self-sacrifice from Aunt May, knew how to help others, and most importantly, he believed in himself. Maybe it's hard to relate to that sense of security because he's a superhero. He's smart. You might think, I'm not like him, and that's understandable. Many people feel the same. But one thing we can learn to help us feel secure is to have strong personal values. When your values are solid, confidence follows. You begin to think, I can do this. Even if people forget me, I still have my values. And again, with strong self-esteem or confidence, you gain a kind of great power, the courage to take responsibility. That self-confidence you build becomes a foundation for your strength and your ability to step up when it matters. The problem is, not many of us truly feel confident, and a lot of us might not even know what values we actually hold. The last thing we can learn from Peter Parker is how to manage insecurity, how to deal with anxiety and fear. Most people think courage means having no fear at all, but actually, being brave doesn't mean fear or anxiety disappears. Without those emotions, neither humans nor even Peter Parker would survive. Imagine if Spider-Man had no fear. He wouldn't dodge attacks or protect himself. But that's not how it works. True courage isn't about eliminating fear or overthinking. It's about learning how to manage and navigate through them. And this way of managing anxiety and overthinking is actually shown at the end of the film. When Peter is about to meet MJ again, he clearly feels anxious, wondering how that moment will go, even practicing beforehand. But in the end, he accepts that not everyone needs to know who I am. MJ doesn't have to know me. That moment is a real-life application of Stoic philosophy, understanding that there are things we can control and things we cannot, and learning to let go of what's beyond our control. And maybe, if Peter did tell MJ, Peter Parker, her response is something he couldn't control, he'd also struggle to manage all the complexities of living two lives again. Just like Dr. Strange said, living two lives is tough. That's where Stoic philosophy really comes in. Peter starts accepting the things he can't control. People forgetting him, that's out of his hands. So, he chooses to focus on what he can control. He decides not to interfere, not to disturb MJ. His actions reflect that mindset, and that's probably what Peter Parker was thinking. You might not be able to control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond to it. It's actually a lot like emotional regulation, something MJ also mentions when she talks about managing
I
expectations.
just feel like if you expect disappointment, then you can never really get disappointed.
Come on.
You might not be able to control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. Just like MJ said about managing expectations. If you expect not to be happy, then happiness becomes a bonus. From Spider-Man, No Way Home, we can learn 3 key things from Peter Parker: knowing yourself, feeling secure in who you are, and managing fear and anxiety. These aren't things you master just by watching a movie. They take time, practice, and sometimes support from others. Even Peter realized later that he could still reach out to his friends if he wanted to. Before he talked to Doctor Strange, Peter didn't even realize that. That's why we need people to talk to, people who can offer us a different perspective. Like when Doctor Strange told him, you know, you could just call them.
When you say convince them, you mean like I could have called them?
Yeah.
I could do that.
You haven't called.
And finally, I truly believe that living a life like Peter Parker's isn't as easy as it seems. Even all 3 versions of Peter Parker have stumbled and failed to live up to their own principles. For example, when Peter lashed out at the Goblin, driven by revenge and the urge to kill him. But again, even though Spider-Man's principles aren't easy to follow, it doesn't mean they're impossible. Because no matter how strong Spider-Man is as a superhero, in the end, he's also just a teenager, just starting college, going through puberty, still learning about life. He can make mistakes, but the important part is, he gets back up, learns from it, and eventually finds his way back to happiness.